I'm Marissa, and this is Brittany. Today
Hi.
I will be interviewing her. Would you mind telling me some things about yourself?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Brittany. I'm 21 years old, about to be 22 in less than a month.
Yay.
Taylor Swift year, that's what everybody says. I'm a senior at FSU, studying criminology and psychology, double majoring.
Nice.
Originally, I actually wasn't even planning on going to school for criminology. I was actually going to go to school for film.
Oh.
Yeah, and journalism.
Okay.
And then that switched freshman year of college because FSU doesn't have a journalism program, just in case you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It only have an editing, writing, and media program. And I didn't apply for the film school because I was kind of scared of rejection. So I actually went into FSU as an exploratory major.
Okay.
And I took the FIG classes, which is freshman interest group. And it was a crim class because I've always been in love with criminology and like the study of criminal behavior. And I took the FIG and I fell in love with it in that spring semester of my freshman year. I actually ended up changing my major into criminology. Okay. And then crim is like such a small credit requirement for a major that you either have to minor, double major, or do an internship. And I kind of fell in love with psychology freshman year too, just because psych classes are so easy to get as a freshman. And the ones that I took just really like stuck out to me, and I ended up deciding to double major in that, but I didn't end up double majoring until junior year of college.
Okay, so did you kind of like just not want to do film anymore because you found something more that you're passionate about, or do you still kind of want to pursue that eventually?
Oh, I'd love to pursue film eventually. It's like my pipe dream is to direct a movie, but the logistics of it all and just growing up, I always had family that believed in whatever I did, like I could do, but they were always just like, keep your head on straight because you got to have something that makes money as well.
Right.
So I went into criminology, which makes no money. So I don't even know what I'm doing in that aspect. So I would love to do something regarding film, like maybe eventually somehow figure out how to be an intern for A24, which is a film production company, interning with them and then work my way up because I'd love to actually do the soundtracks for movies because that's just my favorite part about movies. I don't even care about the acting in general. Just like the music that they choose for each specific moment is so interesting to me.
Right.
And so I'd love to be able to pick certain songs for movies. I think that'd be so cool.
That is really cool. So it seems like you still have a
love
for it and you're planning on going back to it eventually. Hopefully. Or maybe incorporating it with your future somehow so you can maybe do all three or maybe two. But if you did do, like, what would be your main focus for criminology if you were, I mean, obviously you are graduating with that major, so what is your, like, main focus on wanting to pursue?
I've always wanted to work for the FBI, which is very hard to do. They offer a summer internship for college students, and I've applied every single year, and I haven't gotten it, but, I mean, it just makes me want to work harder for it to eventually. So I've postponed the idea of going straight out of college into the FBI just because I know it's not logistically speaking possible right out of college because you need to have field experience and everything like that. So I'm hoping to either become a paralegal somewhere just because it's an easier way to have work experience in that kind of field.
Right.
I haven't ruled out going to law school completely. It's not something I want to do right now just because I kind of want to take a break from school after I'm done since I haven't really stopped since elementary school, you know. But I hope to eventually do something in the field of working for the FBI because I'd love to study criminal behavior, which is why I double majored in psychology because it incorporates both. And then maybe going from there, part-time doing something like that, which can't really do part-time, but maybe something along those lines, and then working my way into film.
All right. So how have you paved your way to success, or how have you prepared for like this future career that you're wanting to do? Besides, obviously, going to school, I guess would be your number one thing.
I have quite a few letters of recommendation, just like people in the corner. Like I have family members that work in government, and I also have family friends that work in there, specifically FBI and just like CIA, everything like that I can lean on for support and ideas of what to do next after I graduate. I do have a door open that I could work for in the security field for Disney after graduation. That's something I wanted to do, but I'm not really sure it is because I don't really plan on living in Florida after graduation because I've been here my whole entire life.
Right.
But it's still up in the air. Just having people to turn to and talk to about it and helping me figure out what I want to do, that's pretty much what I've done so far.
All right, so going off of that, what individuals have helped you get to where you are, do you think are going to help you get like further in your career just like your life in general?
Life in general, definitely my mom. My mom's our number one supporter. Anything I say I want to do or plan on doing, she supports 110%. Honestly, like 200%. Mm-hmm. She's my biggest advocate, my biggest supporter. I love her with my whole entire heart. All my family members have actually been pretty like number one fans. They've all rooted for me with whatever I've decided to do. Most of my grandparents and everything, they'll want me to have more like career-driven job, not just working in film or something. Mm-hmm. They just want me to be able to have my head on my shoulders and do things. But it's also a good thing to have like that kind of perspective because it makes me realistic with life.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it looks like you kind of know what you wanted to do. You're just kind of waiting for it to happen, right?
Yeah, I kind of have to do that.
So time will tell what you're going to do. But for now, are you planning on taking a break after school, or are you wanting to go right into it and dive in, or?
I'd actually love to take the summer after college off and study abroad. Not even study abroad, just travel abroad. Mm-hmm. I'd love to go backpacking through Europe because it's been a dream of mine just to go to Europe my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. And my mom told me that she would try to help me support that decision. So I've been saving up money just to, to support myself. Mm-hmm. And I plan on doing that after graduation with maybe hopefully some friends, just going through Europe and just seeing everything because
awesome.
Yeah, you got to experience life and see what the whole world has to offer before you settle down to like a good career. Mm-hmm. And I want to see what that world is before I settle down to my own little tiny world.
Right. So after you are done traveling, you're just going to come home, maybe like you're not doing grad school or?
Not right now. I mean, who's to say what I want to do a year from now because I don't know. I don't even know what career path I really want to take because it's so open for me. Like I love so many different things. Mm-hmm. But eventually, after the summer of just figuring life out in general, probably either come back to Pensacola just to maybe get something started there, or I might take up that opportunity for the security office in Orlando. I'd love to actually move to either Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, or maybe even Colorado, somewhere up north. It just like has all the seasons. I don't want to live in like a huge city like New York, right. But maybe Chicago even, just because they have a lot of opportunities, and I would love Chicago. It's just, we'll have to see what happens. Okay. Nothing's decided yet.
Right. So going back a little bit, have you had any like roadblocks along the way, or like regrets, or anything that's like made you, just like kind of just roadblocks, like I said?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said earlier about how I was rejected from the FBI internship, I've applied for it 3 years in a row, and I've been rejected every time. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that does seem a little like your dream that you have just being kind of taken away. But it's not stopping me. It's just kind of making me more realistic towards how getting into the FBI is going to be, and then I'm going to have to like work harder for it if it's something that I want, which I guess in the long run is a good thing because it makes me like certain that it's something I actually want to do.
So kind of just like it's helping you overcome, like those are like good learning experiences of showing you what else you need to work on, kind of.
Exactly.
Because obviously I'm sure a ton of people will apply maybe like 20 times and never get it, but obviously everyone that's in it has probably been through that, and they eventually get in. So it's good that you are pursuing that. But just as a backup plan, do you have anything that you're like planning on doing if you don't end up like wanting to do like the whole FBI route?
Like I said, the paralegal option, because you don't really have to have a degree for that, but the degrees I do have would definitely help me benefit in that way. And if I do decide to go to law school eventually, that's also a good stepping stool to have towards that. I've also considered becoming a 911 operator in like a major metropolitan area, just because they work different hours and different shifts, and it's a crazy experience in itself, and I'd love to be able to help people in a certain way. And I feel like not many people want to do that job just because it is very stressful. Right. But I kind of thrive under stress and everything like that, so I feel like it's something I could work under and work doing towards.
I feel like you kind of mentioned it, but is that kind of what got you into like the whole criminology? Like I know before you said before you even came to college, like you've been wanting to do it like your whole life, kind of. So what kind of like sparked that interest for that specific?
What sparked my interest actually goes back to movies. When I was 11 years old, I saw the movie. What movie is it called?
Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, that's exactly it. It's my favorite movie, and I just couldn't think of it right then. But yeah, my mom let me see that movie at a way too young of an age. At way too young of an age. And it was the best decision she probably could have ever made for me because I fell in love with the main character, Clarice Spalding, who is in the FBI just straight out of the thing. She's actually still in the program working on it, trying to get into the FBI. And she's so good at what she does that they hired her on to try to find this person. So they have to study criminal behavior, which is what I want to do specifically.
Right.
But ever since I was a little girl, I always loved the idea of like this woman in power to find all these men and being the only woman that I could see and doing what she did and solving a crime. And I would just love to do that. And I just find that so mesmerizing.
That's awesome that all three of your majors kind of tie in with like a central focus that you wanted to do. But it seems like even though you had some roadblocks along the way and some regrets for some things, it seems like you still kind of know what you want to do and you're confident in your ability to do those. So that's really good.
Yeah.
That shows like a very positive thing about you, that you can strive in through bad times. But that's awesome to hear from you. And that will conclude our session today. Thank you, Brittany, for coming in.
Of course. Thank you.